Good day, everyone, and thanks for joining us here in the charts. You're tuned in to the Market Beast. The Market Beast, your fellow compadre speaking. Today we'll be exploring the beautiful instrument of NEO. We're going to keep it as cordial as we possibly can. Welcome back, my loyal subscribers. If you're new here, we do the best that we can to keep it professional as we possibly can. So if you would love to join us, I think we've been nailing these calls with respect to the NEO long sniper video that we made, that we did quickly exit the market, anticipating a move to the downside. So stick with me here until the end. We're going to go over the details and kind of piggyback on what we've already gone over and kind of get a little bit deeper into where I see the market going in NEO here in the short term. Let's give it a week or two. So let's go ahead and just stick with me to the end, and let's dive right into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's March the 4th, 2021, and the current price of NEO is going to be $38.75. It's down approximately 6.6% for the day. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Let's see what we have here on the chart. So we're going to pull up our, the 100 moving day. On the last video, guys, I'm so unprofessional. Please do not take this as financial advice. I am a very strange guy who turns on a mic and talks about stocks. Very weird. So this is the furthest away from financial advice. Execute your strategies. Know how much you're going to risk. Know where you're going to take profits. Know where you're going to have a stop loss. Okay. All right, so this is the 100 moving averages. I've been saying it's the 200 moving average the whole time. It's a simple moving average, the 100 moving average. A very kind gentleman was able to correct me in the comment section. So this is the 100 moving average, simple moving average, okay? So let's see what else we got. All right, so a little messy, but it's simple. I'll explain what it means. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the 32% that we already went over. 72 hours to go down 32%. I'm going to explain that. Currently, NEO is only gone down approximately 18%. 18% within 72 hours. God, sorry. So, what I'm waiting to see now is how much further is the market going to go down. Some may say, well, this is it, man. The market is about to blast off tomorrow. Maybe you're right. But the one thing that I'm looking at is this 72-hour setup in comparison to what has taken place in the past. Let me just go over this for those of you just stopping in. This green line down below the price is at like $31. This is my target, potential target. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It's not guaranteed, right? $31 NEO, like $31.67. I think it's going to take a little bit longer than 72 hours, obviously. I don't think it's going to happen on this candle. I think if the market continues down, it's going to be one of those slow, like frustrating, grinding moves to the downside. You know, the one that gets investors like, oh, man, I can't take it anymore. I have to sell. And right that moment you feel like you're going to sell, I'm stepping right into the market, entering those call options. But we are in the market right now. I'm not going to disclose that. Let's continue over to the example where we are. So hopefully we're all on the same page. This 3-day setup, the 72 hours, it went down 18% for what I've already measured. And what I'm measuring it from is the 100 moving average, this white line, if you can actually see it there. So I just kind of measured it from that and measured down to the wick, and then it measures out to 18%. So let's go on over to the example that we're kind of comparing it to as far as how we got the 32% to the downside. Now, here's where I was comparing it to. So notice it's the same setup in terms of the daily candles is what I'm looking at. See how this daily candle closed below this 200 moving average? And then you got this other daily candle to close below it as well. And then on that third day, this is when it gapped down. So the reason that I think this move was more aggressive is because NEO was it was fresh out of a bear market. So if anyone, for those of you who have some sort of idea of technical analysis or price action and how bear markets end, right? If something is in a downtrend, if the sellers have complete control of a market and it, pretty much bottoms out, right? We can see here in hindsight that it bottomed out near the $1.20 level approximately. Wow, $1.22 for NEO. And then after it bottomed out, it slowly started to walk up the stairs. Now, here's where the buyers just kind of, their eyes are starting to get big, and they're getting like all green and everything, right? And they're like, yeah, it's about that time. We're about to rip the price to the upside, and the sellers step in, okay, because they've had control of the market ever since the beginning of time when NEO came out near the September 13, 2018 at around $6. Stick with me. It makes sense. So since the sellers had control of the market for all that time, when it's time to transition from a bear market to a bull market, the sellers make their final attempt, and it's typically the last straw, or it's the most aggressive move that they have made in a while. I don't even know if that makes sense. In other words, if the sellers realize that they're about to lose control of the market, they're going to take every single penny that they have to bet against this market and put it in the market with an anticipation of taking back control of the market. So that's represented at this red rectangular area here. Hopefully this makes sense. I feel like it sounds so weird when I tell the story. But within 3 days, the sellers realize that this is their last chance, that they need to really get this price to the downside and regain control. And again, that's how I measured the 32% to the downside. So just put yourself in the shoes of the investors who bought in on these two candles at March the 16th, 2020, right? You bought in at like $2.91. You're like, oh yeah, NEO's about to go to the moon. And then it dropped 32%. So that 100K that you put in the market turned into $7,000, $70,000. So the average investor is like, whoa, oh man, I don't know if I made the right decision here. And notice how these 3 candles here, like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 daily candles. So it's kind of your portfolio is just kind of sitting at 70K, and you're like, man, I don't know if I should average down or should I sell? What should I do? Right? It kind of messes with the average investor's head as it kind of goes up and it goes back down. Right? Now your investment is total like 70K. So for the impatient, they definitely were probably selling after the market dropped 30% within a 72-hour span. I'm bringing all of this up to your attention because the reason that I got the 32% to the downside from this moving average is because of, the percentage drop. And I think it's okay to assume that it will take place near where we are today, but it won't be a significant drop because we're not coming out of a bear market. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. We're actually, the NEO market is still in a very aggressive bullish trajectory. So the 30% drop in 72 hours, I wasn't expecting that. I'm definitely expecting a 32% move to the downside, but I don't think it's going to be a very aggressive move to the downside if it even happens. This could be the turnaround. This could be the beautiful buy-in opportunity that everyone has been waiting for, to buy NEO below $40, and it's about to rip to the upside above $50 tomorrow, right? So, but that's my target. I think NEO is going to continue down, not because the markets are overall down, because that's where I measured it in terms of how far it went down from the previous example, 32%. But the one thing that I will close out in saying here is it only took 3 days when it was below this 100 moving average. So let's just go ahead and close this out. I feel like it's so super confusing and useless information, honestly. So let's see. But I think that part where I was saying about like how the sellers step in the market very aggressive, like that's my technical guy. That's really useful information, because when the bear market is finished or completing, a bear market is like, ending, the sellers make one final attempt to push a price down, and it's really nasty in most cases. Okay, and that ends the bear market. So the reason that I'm saying that we could potentially be looking at the floor in NEO is because, again, these three-day setups here, it only took 3 days below the 100 moving average to actually bottom, and then it took 3 additional days to consolidate right near the bottoming candle. So let's just close it out here and speculatively say that maybe NEO has bottomed. The next thing that we'll be looking for is 3 consecutive daily candles to consolidate sideways within this candle here. Let me just point it out for you. If I can actually point it out right here. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so unprofessional, unorganized. So within this candle right here, which is today, March the 4th, 2021. Okay. So let me just put a rectangular sideways box. So in other words, if it doesn't play out this way, then obviously it's not guaranteed to play out exactly how it did in the past, first and foremost. But if it doesn't play out the way that I'm saying it, then maybe the NEO market will need to continue lower to present more buying opportunities for the bulls. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to disrespect NEO anymore. It's a beautiful instrument. And that's what I'm seeing, guys. You may have more of an opportunity to accumulate either sideways for 3 days. Okay, maybe you'll get the explosion to the upside. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Sideways for another 3 days, or it will likely continue lower. That's my prediction for NEO. I don't think there's going to be an epic bounce tomorrow, and of course, it's likely going to. And then the bulls are going to definitely roast me in the comment section. I'm okay with that. So that's pretty much it. So leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there if you enjoyed the content, if there was any useful information in the content here. Oh, by the way, if you read the comments on the last video, yes, I do live in my mother's basement, by the way. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Less you know, the better. No face, no case. All right, and before you leave, if you're new, we also cover the alternative markets if you're into Bitcoin and altcoins. So subscribe with us, hit the bell if you are interested in that. And I think we covered everything. Yes, good. Out we go. Take care of yourselves. Protect your portfolios. Execute your strategies. We're going to talk soon. Bye for now.